Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
And we're back, just as promised. See, it hasn't been that long, has it? It's only been a week.
Oh, why are you looking at me?
Because I want to hear the laugh.
Oh.
I like to laugh. I will do pretty much anything to get that. What is he talking about? We don't know.
More importantly, does he know?
Never.
Never once. And as he always tells me, is sometimes he doesn't even know what he's going to say.
Sometimes I say things and I'm just as surprised as she is. Because I didn't expect that would come out of me, or I wasn't even thinking that, and there it is.
So maybe I need to walk around with a big old censor sign. Warning, warning, warning. The words that are forthcoming are not of his own design.
Management is not responsible for anything said here.
Exactly. So we decided to talk about the crazy things we do that make each other laugh. And I can't think of a single day where we don't do something to make each other laugh.
Well, not only make each other laugh, but like the tears flowing, the uncontrollable laughter, and
The point that you can't breathe.
Having to stop and catch our breath. And there are times where it starts out as like a small laugh, and then it just builds and builds and builds until I'm like almost sobbing with laughter because it's just gets a hold of me and there's no stopping it. Just gotta let it run its course.
And sometimes his favorite things are to send me memes or jokes that he has found on Facebook just to gauge my reaction, whether it's disgusted or whether I say, oh my gosh, babe, no, no, no.
Or I reject that, or
and the greater my distaste of what he sent, the more he laughs, and the more often I will hear him say, and send or and share.
The time response of sharing to her reaction is inversely proportional to the worse she reacts to it, the quicker I have to share it to Facebook. And she'll be like, no, give me your phone. And she'll take my phone away. Can you believe that she takes my phone away because I happen to come across something I think is chuckle worthy?
Sometimes you do not need your phone until you have thought about what you have done.
Yeah. I will preface this next segment by saying that biologically, she's not our daughter, but in every other conceivable, measurable way, our daughter Brianna is definitely my child. And she's a fair bit of Annie too, with Anna, which is funny because, as I said, we're not related in any way biologically. So you've heard before that Anna does a weekly radio show for T1 Radio. And we do these sets in World and Second Life. And it's become a tradition now that Brianna is always waiting for me to tell dad jokes. I have to tell at least one every week, and I'll come up with the worst groan-inducing jokes that you can ever imagine.
You're not gonna. Oh no.
So Brianna finally got me. Last week we were coming home from somewhere, and very seriously, the love of my life looks at her phone and then looks at me and asks me, how much do you know about Marvel? And I said, quite a bit. I said, Doctor Strange is my favorite character, thinking nothing more than my daughter wanted to know, how much I knew or how involved I was or anything. And then she got me. I never saw it coming. There was medical people involved afterward because I couldn't stop groaning for several minutes. It was a disaster. But she said, I have to remember, oh, why do they not invite a lot of people to Marvel parties? And I'm thinking, I don't know why. I'm still not hipped into this is going to get me and bite me in the tuchus. And I said, I don't know why. So she types back to her child. She says, Papa doesn't know why. And then I look over.
Because they want to keep it low key.
Even before that, she's holding her phone and she's laughing, but she's not laughing out loud. It's like her body is shaking with this laughter that's coming. And I'm still in the passenger seat, clueless, not knowing what's going on. And then she got me. She tells me the punchline. And it took me a full 10 seconds for it to hit my brain and go, oh God, no, I reject it. No. She got me.
You should see the way he's reacting. He was like shaking as he's talking about this. And I'm telling
and this is how we get one another, because I will innocently, I won't say anything about it. I won't make any gestures or anything. I'll just, be scrolling through my phone while watching TV or commercials on or whatever. And I will send her a private message on Facebook. And I can already know what her reaction is going to be. And I will just start shaking with laughter. I won't be laughing out loud, but my body will start convulsing is the wrong word, but I'll just start shaking because I'm waiting for her to see it. And she's looking over like, babe, are you okay? And then it dawns on her. And I see the look in her eyes and she goes, oh no, what have you done? Me? Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. And then she reads it and then she reaches for my phone and she puts my phone in timeout.
Yes, I do, because sometimes you just don't know how to handle technology, and therefore, if the technology is causing a problem, the technology goes into timeout.
I need a 12-step for dad jokes.
I'm still waiting for him to start taking my phone away, especially with that chicken one I sent you.
Which one? Oh.
So they were talking about this chicken who wasn't able to produce any eggs. And the punchline was that the chicken was going through henopause.
What was it?
Come on, that was a good one.
What was the other one you told me the other day? Your house is haunted by a chicken, a poultry geist?
A poultry geist, or it could have been a foul spirit.
But these are the things that we do to make one another laugh. Like we talked about in previous episodes where I will do the dumbest things to make her laugh. Today I was having an episode. I won't go into any great detail, but I was really upset about something. So she's trying to console me and comfort me. And I'm just, it happens. You just have a moment where your brain, all the warning lights go off and you just can't process things. She's like, shh, it's okay. It's okay. And she has this technique where she's like, breathe in like you're smelling something wonderful. Breathe out like you're blowing out a birthday cake or birthday candles. Mm-hmm. Today she said, and I'll explain this in a minute, but today she said, breathe in like you're smelling something that's almost fully cooked. And that short-circuited my brain. And it pulled me right out of the despondency I was feeling.
It was great. He went from crying to laughter.
I was doing both at the same time. It was, and I started laughing, and it was all over. And I was fine after that. But just the way she said it, and that came about when we first started talking, just as friends. She was cooking something in the microwave, and she asked her sister to check to see if the potatoes were fully cooked or not.
Because that part had to go in the microwave because I had the steak on the stove.
Right. No, I understand that. It makes perfect sense in retrospect. But at the time, it was the funniest thing I ever heard. So what are you laughing about? Is it fully cooked? And that was a running joke for a long time. Is it fully cooked? Can you identify the protein? You know, all these different things.
So, in my defense,
Oh, Lord.
I'm just not very skilled in the kitchen. If it's something, I'm sorry. What was that look for?
That's an understatement.
Oh, thanks. Look, the fact that
You're welcome.
the fact the fire department has never once been called.
That's just
to-
dumb.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That's because you get the fire out before anybody has to call them. I'm teasing. She's never burned anything that I know of.
I've never burned anything intentionally. As I was saying, I am not very skilled in the kitchen. There are some things that I can cook, but generally speaking, I'm really not all that great at it. So, sometimes I will ask him if there's something I can help him do, or he will show me how to make something. But if I were to have to do it on my own, I honestly don't know that I could. Maybe I'll get better at it when I'm in retirement. Maybe that will be when it all clicks in for me. But yeah, for a while there, he would say something about, can you identify the protein? Or, does that look fully cooked? And he would not just do this at home. We would be out somewhere having dinner, and he would lean over and look at my order and go, can you identify the protein? And I think once a waitress walked by and started to turn back and kind of looked at me with the, oh no, is something wrong look? And I had to wave her off. We know what we're talking about. And to us, it's funny. But to have a member of the wait staff suddenly turn around in a panic, like, is something not cooked correctly?
We had this thing we do in the car where I'll start moving my hands, and I'll do my hands in circles. And it's just, I'm bopping along to the music, not paying attention. And I'll look over and she's doing it in perfect time with me just to crack me up. And I think laughter is probably one of the most important things in any relationship, whether it's just between friends or more romantically. If you're not making each other laugh, I don't know what to tell you. I get it. Not everybody has a natural sense of humor. And there are people that are just plain not funny. And I understand that, but I will do the stupidest things. I will dance in the middle of the grocery store. I'll do the dad dance thing. I'll do the white man dance. I'll do whatever just to make her laugh. And if she's in a bad mood, like she's upset or she's, whatever, then I will be the stupid jester, and I will just do things to make her laugh. I think the best thing I ever got her on was I did the full on Tom Cruise sliding across the floor in my socks. And it wasn't long after I moved in with her, and just this look on her face, like, what did I just see?
It was classic. I heard da-na-na-na, and he slides into the room.
She was speechless for a good minute, at least a minute. And then she started laughing. And a friend of mine, when I had cancer the first time, she made a joke about a play on the screen name I had. And I won't say it because this is a mixed company program, but at first I was not in a joking mood yet. I was still very much processing, oh my God, you've got cancer. What does it mean? Will there be surgery? Will there be chemo? Will I lose body appendages? We don't know what's going on. But in an effort to pull me out of my doldrums and the dreariness, my friend Pat, who has since passed on, God rest her soul, but she made a joke about this, and I was so mad at her. I don't think I talked to her for like a day. And then she called me the name again, and a switch flipped in my brain, and I started laughing. And I laughed till I cried at this name, and it was healing, and it was cathartic, and I started getting better. And I'm not saying that you should laugh at every dark and dire situation, but sometimes you have to. And I saw a meme recently on Facebook that said, if you're at a serious event like a funeral or whatever, and you don't want to laugh, I am not the person to sit next to, because I can guarantee you at some point I'm going to say some stuff. and we're going to laugh, and people are going to look at us, and they're going to shoot us dirty looks, and we'll probably be asked to leave. When we go out to dinner with our friend James, we always wonder about how far we can go before we're banned from Arby's or the California Fish Grill or any place else that we go.
I think that's actually become like a goal, is to see if we can be asked to leave.
How far we can go. And we're not nasty or raunchy. We have a good time, and we don't care if anyone else around us is having a good time or not, because we let our hair down, we let loose, we cut up, we do all these things because you need to. You can't be serious all your life. You can't be, because that's no way to go through life.
So one of the things that I have been having to deal with, and I don't know, it's probably been going on, for as long as I've known you, I think. I have, both my knees are in very bad condition. There is no cartilage. It is literally bone against bone. And there are times when walking is the most painful thing in the world, and sometimes where I just can't. And recently I have found, if we go to the local grocery store, they do have motorized shopping carts. He's already laughing. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. They have motorized shopping carts. So there are times that I do need to use it, only because I am in so much pain that the thought of trying to even walk past, where they are charging these things is just impossible. And we were going down this one aisle, and I'm just motoring right along. And I haven't even told him what I'm going to talk about, and he's sitting here to the point he's almost in tears. So, okay, he just started making the gesture. So I start rolling past him, and there's this one dance move where they're like kicking one leg and moving the opposite arm back and forth. Now, of course, I can't do that because I'm sitting down. So I roll past him in this motorized cart, kicking one leg and waving my other arm back and forth. And he's just laughing hysterically.
I almost fell on the floor laughing because I wasn't expecting that. And two, it was so god awful funny. Just the way you're doing it, like you're doing the dance move. Exactly. Woo, woo.
As I'm rolling in a motorized shopping cart.
So she's going like a mile and a half an hour at this point, and she's just doing it. And sometimes before they finish the remodel, the motorized cart would get stuck on the floor, and she'd have to rock in the cart to get to move forward to get over this bad spot on the floor. But there's been times when I've come up behind her, and I pushed her with my cart. Come on, get out of the way, or whatever. You're holding up traffic here. But I'll do things like that. Or one of the first times we went to the grocery store together, there was this dude. He was scoping us out as we were shopping in the store, and we finally ended up in an aisle together again. And I just kind of walked past her, and I said, "Hey, want to go home with me?"
Oh, no.
Like we were strangers, and the look on this guy's face, like, what did I just witness? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, he asked if I wanted to go home with him. I said, "Oh, absolutely." And this guy's just looking at us like, did he just pick somebody up at the grocery store in front of me?
I got skills.
So we're walking past laughing, and this poor man is just standing in the middle of the aisle with this look on his face like, I can't believe what I just saw.
I don't know what's going on here.
I think probably the first time that I ever got him like completely caught off guard was the day he arrived in California. I don't like to drive in Los Angeles. I know I live in Southern California, but I hate driving in LA. People drive like they are the only car on the road, and traffic lights and lanes mean nothing, and it scares me every time. One of these days we will go to LA, and I will have bubble wrapped the car just out of sheer panic. So he flew into LAX, which is one of the most frightening places to drive because people are pulling over to the right to pick up their parties and then just pulling out, and they don't care who's behind them. The taxis do this, the Ubers do this, the buses. Oh, the buses do this, and it's just freaky panic. So, of course, I tried to time my arrival at LAX with when I kind of assumed he would be through the terminal. So I had to drive around LAX 3 times. Third time around, he's describing himself to me, what he's wearing so I can spot him, where he's standing. I didn't want people to think I didn't know what you look like.
She knew what I looked like. So it wasn't like I was just like, I look like this. She had seen me before. So, but I was telling her, like, I'm wearing a red shirt and I've got
jeans and I'm standing by this particular pole so that I would know where to find him.
Yes. And I did the wave.
So I'm pulling up and he's just doing this dorky wave with this great big, goofy smile on his face. And so I was already chuckling at that. So we get his luggage loaded. We start to leave LAX and somehow I ended up on a street I didn't know. And without thinking about it, I looked at him with the most serious expression on my face and said, "Which way do you think we're supposed to go?" And he just starts laughing and says, "I don't even know where I am."
See,
and I said, "That makes 2 of us." And we just started laughing.
See, but now the joke's on me because I didn't want to be a California resident and I didn't want anything to do with this and I didn't want to live here and all these other things. And now it's to the point where she asks me how to get places, even though she's lived here forever. And I'm like, oh, you take this street, take that street. And see, looping back to the episode that I just listened to last week, she's testing me to see how much I know. Yes,
no.
It just dawned on me that you're testing me.
I am not
to
testing
see if I know how to get where we're going.
No. But I do laugh my head off every time. And I just grin because you know how to get there. And I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I know all the areas now. I can get almost anywhere. I only get lost once.
Like the day I picked you up and I got lost in LA.
So I don't understand how people get lost in Southern California because if you drive for a decent amount of time in any direction, you're going to hit a major freeway. And once you find the freeway, you're like, okay, I know how to get home from here. So you just keep driving until you hit the 110, the 710, the 405, the 91, the 5, whatever.
22, the 15.
Exactly. You just drive until you hit a freeway. And like, all right, chances are you've been on that freeway at least once in your life. And okay, from here I go east, I go west, I go north, I go south, whatever. And then you're good.
You cannot hit me with just go north, south, east, west. You know I can't figure that out. It's right, back up, left, or right.
Exactly. Go that way.
Now, sometimes even that doesn't help me. That was the other thing that I would do a lot of times when we would talk on the phone. I would be pointing at something on the screen. Now, mind you, he is on the phone. He cannot see what I'm talking about. And I would find myself pointing at the screen and saying, well, just look right there. And he would ask me, are you pointing? I'd say yes. And we'd start laughing. And I still do that. I will be at work trying to explain something to him. And he will say, you're pointing at the screen right now, aren't you? And I'll realize, yes, I am.
And I do too. I pointed at the screen. I'm like, no, look over here. And she was like, I can't see what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, duh. You're not here to look at me.
No, I got you doing it. So I guess the point that we're trying to make is laughter really is the best medicine. And it has helped us through a lot of stressful moments and a lot of moments where one of us is just really upset, and the best way to try to help them relax and get through it is to find a way to make them laugh.
Absolutely. Don't be a jerk about it and like keep being an idiot till they laugh, because sometimes it doesn't work. You have to know your audience. You have to be able to read the room and say, okay, this joke is not going to work here. There was a show many years ago. It was from the BBC. It was called Coupling. And one of the episodes, they talked about the giggle loop. And the giggle loop is that thing where at the most inopportune, inappropriate time, something will strike you as funny and you start laughing or you start giggling and there's no stopping it. And the more you try not to laugh, the worse it is. So if you get a chance, look that up on YouTube or wherever so you understand the giggle loop, because there are times that she and I get stuck in that. The legal department also wants me to tell you that laughter is not, in fact, the best medicine. If you're having health issues, see a medical provider. As always, we thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. We know that you have times where you can spend doing other things other than talking to us or listening to us. If you're talking to us, hey, great. We appreciate the audience participation. However, we are not able to see what you're doing. So it may not be working if you're yelling at the screen. But anyway, we thank you for being here. We love you. This is just our 2 cents worth.
Your own mileage may vary.
Your mileage may vary. Maybe up to 4 cents now with inflation. Who knows? We love you and God bless.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.